Hello, welcome back to Gideon Stuff. Today we're going to be taking a look at this ridiculous knife here. This is the CH Knives F and Grow, whatever. This is the CH3531-G10. And we are not going to be using that name throughout the course of this review. We're going to be calling this Choppy. So, there we go. Let's go ahead and jump right in with some size comparisons. Let's bring out, well, I guess we'll just go in order. Here he is against our Benchmade Bug Out. So, I mean, a little bit of a size discrepancy there. Here he is against the Spyderco PM2. Very nice. Here he is against the Ontario Rat Model 2. And the Rat Model 1, I bet someone out there just got bothered that I put the 2 before the 1, but I mean the 1 is also bigger than the 2, so be bothered. And now let's compare it against, let's compare it against the Civivi Praxis, which is not a slouch. This is a fairly large knife, and no, it looks tiny. And let's compare it against another fairly large knife with a similar color scheme, the Cold Steel 8015. Yeah, this knife here is almost more cold steel than cold steel. I'm just kidding, I did not really say that. Don't come after me. And finally, let's compare it against another chunk of a knife that I reviewed recently. This is the Cold Steel SR1 Lite, which is a huge knife that still somehow gets dwarfed by this monstrosity. Well, I mean, it's not a monstrosity. We'll get into that in a sec. Alright, so some specs. We got a blade length of about 4 inches, overall length of almost exactly 9 inches, G10 handle, G10 backspacer, D2 blade, supposedly. We'll go with D2. And we have ball bearings in the pivot, which is why that huge knife just flipped out like that. That's pretty impressive, and we will talk about that more later, rest assured. And also this. Yeah. So, is it centered? Yeah, it's pretty centered. Actually, you know what? Now I have it closed, let's do some closed comparisons. So here it is against our Benchmade Bug Out. We're going to put the Bug Out in like that. I'll just let that sit there for a little bit for you to enjoy. Here it is against the PM2. Yeah, it's even wider than a PM2. That is impressive. Very impressive. And you know what? Heck, we'll put it against this guy. Yep. All right. Well, now it's time. It's the part of the video where I go and cut up some cardboard with this Leviathan. Talk about the blade and talk about how it uses. So this is gonna be an interesting review, guys. Let's just get through with it. Can you guys hear this poor box screaming for its life? I sure can. Oh, this is a box I already started cutting for something a while ago. Okay then. So, as you might expect, this knife excels at chopping stuff, which is, I mean, what everyone wants in a folding knife, right? Okay, enough joking around, because honestly, I did actually carry this knife for review, and I am actually, going to treat this as an actual review. And there are some things about this knife that are very impressive. For one, it is ground very well. It is very thin behind the edge. And even though it's pretty thick blade stock, like I said, this flat grind is very, very thin. And it is, as you can see, actually not a bad slicer. I can just do like this. Whoa. It's not a bad slicer at all, which honestly really impressed me. And I hope it impresses you too, because this is a big whopping knife. And I mean, you can do your ridiculous. Honestly, this is a great knife for breaking down cardboard. If you just want to keep this, in your garage or something, and whenever you gotta break down some cardboard boxes, just grab this guy and just have fun with it. The word fun is going to be a recurring theme in this review, by the way. 100%. And honestly, yeah, slicing with this guy is exactly that. It's fun. It's really, really fun. The way this guy just moves through material is so satisfying. So satisfying. Unless you get caught in the finger choil. We will talk about this choil later. But, I mean, if you use a finger choil, if you actually put your finger in there and use it, this becomes... I mean, this is just a beast. And it really is very, very... Okay, I gotta stop before I keep going. Let's go talk about how it carries. So how does this knife carry? Better than you would think, actually, is the answer. This is what sticks out of your pocket, including part of the blade, so you can't call this deep carry, but actually the clip is very nice. It's very easy to get this guy in, whoops, and out of your pocket. So I don't have a complaint there. And there's just something funny about having this turn into that. Yeah, it's it's pretty ridiculous. So one thing I want to talk about is I wanted to, show a little bit closer up how thin this guy really gets, how thin he is ground. I hope that's coming through. I'm trying to look through the choil there. This knife is ground very, very thinly. In the hand, ergonomically, this knife is really, really good. You have jimping up here that's not too aggressive, but also provides traction. The way the handle is shaped, how you start off kind of fat here, you've got this one kind of choil, and you come back here into this almost pistol grip. I mean, that lends itself to, chops. But also, I mean, just when you're holding it like this, the way this curves around is very nice. And obviously, no matter what size hand you have, I think this will work for you. The finger choil, get up in there, and it's fairly comfortable in there too. It's a big old finger choil. You know what? We're gonna cut some more cardboard just cause it's so gosh dang fun. And this knife is just... Oh, it's just too much fun. Just too much fun. Alright, how about that action? This is a finger guillotine. make sure you get your fingers out of the way before that blade comes down. It is running on bearings, and this blade, I mean, the reason it has such a good fall shut action is because this blade is just so big and heavy. However, look at it, no wrist whatsoever, and that comes flying out. This knife has a great action, and it's running on bearings, which, you know, on a knife like this, you'd think, you know, oh, that's a hard work knife, and, you know, why would you put bearings in a hard work knife? And this knife is kind of a novelty. I mean, who's going to be... Jeez. This thing has recoil. Anyways, who's going to be carrying this around every day? Not very many people. And I think I've said earlier, I think this knife is best suited to be... You know, you keep it in your garage, and, you know, you break down cardboard with it. Ah, jeez. Which is really, really fun. It has this weird little hole here. You know, like, you know, I guess it's a callback to a traditional, you know, butcher knife, a cleaver, where, you know, you could hang it on your wall in your butcher shop through the hole and then, you know, take it off the wall like that. So that's all fun. Something that's kind of cool, though, is you can actually, let's see if I can do it from this angle. Yeah, you can flick it out with, I mean, it's not a Spidey flick, it's like a, let's see if I can do it with my pinky. Gosh. Oh, man, that is fun. I said that I'd be saying fun a lot in this review. Yeah, there you go. This knife is just fun. It's fun all the way around. I mean, even the colors are kind of fun. You got like this green with this orange backspacer. It's just, honestly, this knife, I don't think it's trying to take itself too seriously. And I really appreciate that. And I really do enjoy that. So let's go back to the table. All right, let's take an in-depth look at Choppy right now. So, 4 inches of D2, G10, and, you know, stainless steel liners. If you just say that, there are a million knives that could come to mind. You know, a million. But the form factor here is what makes this guy unique, and what made me pick him up and want to kind of talk about him. You know, CH is a company, or F and Grow, whatever they're called, is a company that has kind of a iffy relationship within the knife world. They do knives that are straight up copies of other designs, but they also do a lot of stuff that is unique. And as far as I can tell, I've done some searching. I think this is a unique design from them. And if it's not, you know, tell me in the description down below, or not in the description, tell me in the comment section down below, and I'll address that. But anyways, what do I like about this knife? There's actually a lot. First off, I like the colors. You can also get this in a black with a blue backspacer, which I'm actually kind of surprised I didn't, because I love blue. I have a lot of blue knives, but I went with this one, and I like the colors. Second, the action is just stupid. It's just stupid. I mean, no wrist. You get this huge blade to fire out every time, and then it does that. And I mean, that is the weight of the blade, but still, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And I love it. And I think that's what I love most about this knife, is that it's ridiculous. I've had this knife for a long time, and no, I haven't exactly EDC'd it and stuff, but I've taken it places. I've carried it in my pocket around home. I carried it in my truck for a little bit, and just, you know, just to have it there. And I've enjoyed it. I really have. And that's I think the biggest praise that you can give this knife, is that, you know, I've enjoyed it. It's a fun knife. This is a really, really fun knife. And as I've said, breaking down cardboard boxes with this guy is so fun. I mean, he's ground so well. This blade just has so much weight. I mean, it's fun. It really is. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into what I don't like. And, first off, CH, like I already said, kind of an iffy brand, but whatever, we'll just roll with it. Second off, the choil here is a little bit too large, and I can't believe I'm saying that because I love finger choils. I love forward choils. But this one here, they could come back quite a ways more. And, I mean, you look at this thing, and where did I put that ruler? There we go. You look at this thing, you got 4 inches of blade, and then you have not quite 3.5 inches of cutting edge. And mind you, not quite 3.5 inches of cutting edge is a lot. It's a lot. But if you're going to give me 4 inches of blade, give me at least 3.5, maybe 3.75 inches of cutting edge. And I mean, this choil gets caught up in a lot of stuff a lot of times. If you're using it with your finger in there, no problem at all. But if you're using it back here, stuff gets caught in there and it's just, it's not a good time. Let's see, what else do I not like about this guy? Honestly, now I'm looking at him, there's a lot I left out in what I do like. I love the ergonomics, the action. The carry is surprisingly good, considering this knife weighs all the ounces. It feels lighter than the Cold Steel SR1 Light. This is a 6.3 ounce knife. This guy, I'm not sure what his weight is, but he actually feels heavier than this, which is saying something. And also the price. This comes in at between $30 and $35, depending on where you find it. And, I mean, in that price range, you have a lot of great budget EDC knives. Your Civivis come to mind. This is the Praxis, but, you can put the Elementum here. You have your Rat series. You have your CGRBs. And, I mean, I'd even include the Kershaw Bare Knuckle in this category of knives that are, great, inexpensive knives. I mean, this guy's a little more on the expensive side, but, in the, $30, $35, $40 range, which all these guys fall into, there are some really great EDC knives around. I don't think anyone's going to be considering this as the new Civivi Elementum. No one's going to be looking at this and being like, okay, is this going to be my new budget EDC? And it's not. I don't think this knife is meant to fill that role. This knife is meant to be fun. And it is. And I can recommend it for that reason. It's not going to, be a budget EDC show stealer showpiece. But if you're looking for a fun knife to just mess around with, Choppy here is your friend. Oh, that's another thing I don't like. The freaking name. Give it an actual name. F and grow CH. No more numbers. Anyways, kind of short review, but if you're looking for a fun knife that you don't, want to put too much money in, this is a good option. It is a fun knife, and just to kind of have around. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video.